morning everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today is Foundation Friday, and you'll be pleased to know that I checked that this foundation is still being sold. So today I promised to show you a foundation that allows you to customize your foundation in a lot of very clever ways, in theory, and I'll get onto that in a minute. Okay, so the foundation that I'm covering today is called, the clue is in the word cover, it's called Cover FX, and these are the cover drops, custom cover drops. Okay, so I'm going to read you a little bit about this foundation that I've taken from the website, and then I will let you know some initial thoughts before applying it. So here it is. So it says, create your ideal foundation or tinted moisturizer by mixing these revolutionary drops of pure pigment with your favorite liquid beauty products. What it does: these award-winning revolutionary drops of pure pigment were not designed to be worn alone, but instead allow you to transform all of your favorite liquid beauty products into your ideal foundation or tinted moisturizer. With this breakthrough formula, you can customize both your level of coverage and desired finish. What you choose to mix custom cover drops with will determine your finish. For a radiant finish, add to products like oils, serums or creams. For a matte finish, mix with a mattifying primer or lightweight lotion. The possibilities are endless. Then simply adjust your coverage by the number of drops you add. For 1 drop, you will get sheer coverage. For 2 drops, you will get medium coverage. For 3 drops, you will get full coverage, and for 4 drops, you will get extra full coverage. Custom cover drops are not designed to be used alone. Failure to shake well before adding drops to your favourite product may distort coverage. Now, this comes in 25 shades, and they are categorised as either pink, which is what you would probably call cool in other foundations, neutral, and gold. Okay, now I have got gold, so it'll say P for pink, N for neutral, or G for gold, and I have got G50, which is the closest one I found to NC35. Okay, and it's a very good match. Now I'm going to give you a bit of a spoiler alert about this. I was very disappointed when I got this, because I love the idea of being able, you know me, I'm very creative, I love experimenting. I've been experimenting this morning with some eyeshadows, which I'll tell you about at some point. I love experimenting to see what you can do with a product, and the idea that you can basically add a pigment to whatever you want, like you could add it to Glow Plexion or Unisex Healthy Glow or a primer or mattifying primer. I just love that idea, absolutely loved it. And I'm shaking very hard right now, and all will be revealed. When I got this product, I was so disappointed, because in the advert you see them take the pipette and drop it on to their product, and on it goes, and it looks fantastic. And I have had Cover FX foundation stick, and it's really good. So the thought of being able to mix it in was really good to make my own bespoke product. The problem came when I realized that I couldn't get a drop coming out of this pipette. It was too thick, and so I ended up having to guess what 1 drop was or what 2 drops was. And it actually came out looking more like a foundation than a drop. Hence the reason why you will see that I have been constantly shaking this bottle in the hope today that I'm going to get a drop. Now, it may be that where I ordered it from, it was a little bit old, the stock. It may not be the case with, you know, newer products. That may have been a problem. But I've certainly seen other people reviewing it saying the same thing. So it's a brilliant idea in principle, but in reality, it wasn't so brilliant. The other thing is that you get a lot of makeup getting round the top of the lid and getting really messy. But I think we can safely say that I've given that a very, very good shake, because I've been shaking it all the time that I've been talking to you. So let's hope that I get a drop. So I'm going to go for, what shall I do? I could do medium coverage, I could do full coverage. Let's do full coverage. It's miserable out there. And what I've done is I've cleansed my face, but I haven't done anything else, because what I thought I would do is use my Heliocare sunscreen, which is a moisturiser and sunscreen in one, and add the foundation drops to it. So basically all I've had to do is add one product and not layer lots of different things. So I'm going to take my sunscreen on the back of my hand. I do use quite a lot of sunscreen, but that shouldn't be a problem if I'm sticking to the number of drops that they say, because it's not like using that amount of foundation in terms of it's the amount of pigment that you put in it that should be the issue. So if we're going for full, I won't go for extra full, I'll go for full coverage. Let's try 3 drops. Now let me see if I can actually get this thing to give me drops. This is the issue with this, and it really frustrated me because I just love the idea. But let's see, are we going to get some drops? Oh, 1. Oh, we did, but it's quite thick. 2. Yep. And 3. Okay, so I've given it a good shake and it's worked. So maybe this will turn out okay. So you can see the 3 drops are in there, and I'm now going to mix it on the back of my hand. You could use a palette if you want. I have a palette, but I can never be bothered to get the palette out to mix things. But you can actually mix it on a palette or a plate or whatever. So make sure that you mix it in well, because obviously you want to make sure that the pigment is evenly distributed amongst your product. So there is now my foundation mixed with my sunscreen, and I don't have to apply lots of different products. So you can mix this. The idea is that this will mix with anything. You can mix this with face oil, you can mix it with a serum, you can mix it with anything that's liquid or cream, you can mix it with. So, you know, they're endless. You could mix it with Glowplexion if you wanted, and you could put in 1 drop and have a really sheer coverage with Glowplexion. Or I haven't tried this yet, but I've been thinking of mixing it with Unisex Healthy Glow and seeing how that is. So you can see I've now dotted this over my face, and I've got a damp beauty blender, and I'm just going to move in and I'm going to blend this in. So this will be a little bit like the CC cream that's got the IT Cosmetics one that's got SPF in it, because that's got SPF 50. So it's a bit like making your own one of those. And of course, with this sunblock, it's important to get it round your eyes. The only thing I would say so far, I love it, but I couldn't tell you that that is full coverage. But let me layer some more over the top. And I'm not sure it's looking that evenly applied either. So you do need to remember, shake it really well and make sure that you mix it really well into whatever you're mixing it with, because otherwise you're going to end up with pigment that is not evenly applied. just going to dot a bit more over here. Now what you could also do with this, if you don't mind a concealer in the same shade, or you get one in a lighter shade, is you can add this to your eye cream, but you'd have to add such a touch amount. Shall we try some? What I'm going to do actually, let me just get my eye serum. I've got some serum. It's not really an eye serum, but I'll show you what it is. Okay, I'm going to use some of this under my eyes. Sorry about the light. It's a bit too bright. This is called Hydrating Booster by Simple. And I do get very dry eyes during the day. And I got it to boost my under eyes during the day. What I like about it, it's not very expensive. And it was actually on offer. And I just dab it under my eyes like that. And it just hydrates under my eyes really well, without them looking oily. Now I wasn't really supposed to do that because I was going to mix this Cover FX, but what I think I'll do, because I don't want to end up putting too much coverage, is where I've got that little bit of serum left, I will add a little bit of sunscreen and a tiny amount of these Cover FX drops. I'm just going to touch the nib, because you have got to remember that this is like, that is possibly too much, but this is pure pigment, so you really don't need a lot for it to be quite pigmented. So I've just mixed a little mixture on my hands, and I'm going to dot that under my eyes. And of course, the only difference between a concealer and a foundation is really the amount of pigment that is in it. So you can customize your own concealer. Just remember to use a product that you would normally use. I'd be happy to use on under your eyes if you're going to make a custom concealer. So I thought I'd just try this instead of another concealer and see how well it worked, and I'll put some of that over my eyes, and the rest of it I'll dot over my cheeks. And then I'm going to go out, I will get my makeup on, I will go out, and I will check in with you guys later. Now I must tell you something, there's so much today, it's almost overwhelming for Black Friday, but just to let you know, my pal Daniel Sandler has got 25% off everything today, everything except samples and sort of sale items that are already sale items. So 25% off, and I have just got his smudge brush, which is superb, and it's going to be great for dabbing that black eyeliner. This was only about £10 to start with, and his brushes, I've only got 3 of them, but they're all really good quality. So with 10% off that, you're going to get it for about £9. Now you see it's got that stiff edge, right, which is perhaps not quite as stiff as the Real Techniques one, but really good at smudging eyeliner in. And I got one of his eyeliners, blue eyeliners, which I'm going to use. It probably doesn't go with green, but I don't care, I just want to try it. Okay, and I got very bright pink blush. I'll see, I'm not sure I can combine all these things together, the blue and the pink, but I'll see. Anyway, I am going to finish off the rest of my makeup. I'm going to put the Rcma no colour powder on, and do you know what I'm going to do with that thing on my head? It says it's not designed to be used on its own. So what? get the makeup police after me. I've just put a tiny bit on there, and I'm going to dab that spot and use it as a spot concealer on its own. Don't tell the makeup police. Don't forget, I've got product underneath, so it's a bit like mixing it anyway. There you go, and it's gone. Brilliant. Okay, I will see you in a minute. Okay, that's me done. I'll tell you the details of what I used later on and down below in the comments. But I've got to nip out now, get to the shops before Jack's due in from school. So I will see you later. Hope you like this. And I will speak to you very soon. Take care. Bye. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. It has been about 4 hours since I put this on. It's still looking okay. Apart from the little line where I put my glasses on, but that always happens. Yeah, it's looking okay. It's looking still quite radiant, considering I also set it with powder. But don't forget that most of this is actually the sunscreen rather than the foundation, because the foundation is just pigment. It's looking a little bit on the yellow side for me, and I probably would have been better off with the neutral. Now, there is a way that I can correct that, and I was tempted to do that, but I didn't do it because of the fact that I was road testing this foundation, which is to put my MAC warm powder over the top, which would take the yellowness off. So that's not a big problem. I just didn't do it today. I wouldn't use it as a concealer. It just doesn't work as a concealer. But it was good to try it anyway. And just to show you, by the way, so my eyes have gone a bit dry again. And as you can see in this light, which is not very flattering, it makes me look a lot more lined than I am. I mean, obviously I am, but it kind of accentuates them more. So I just take a little bit of my... You can do this with jojoba, or you can do it with a lot of things, but this is quite soothing. This hydrating booster. And I just take a little bit on my fingers, and I put that on top of my foundation. And provided you pat it, it won't disturb your foundation. And that just gives me some moisture back, because my eyes just get so dried out in this weather. Haven't been watering too much today. I shouldn't say that because I'll tempt fate, but they did feel dry. Now, can you see now how that's kind of restored it and made me look a little bit less wrinkly under my eyes? And it just feels so soothing. So definitely it's a good product, this. And it's not just for under your eyes, this. It's called a hydrating booster. And it's by Simple. And you can use it, it says there's 3 different ways to use it: as a hydrating primer, as a booster, to your daily moisturizer, or for very dry and dehydrated areas, applied directly on as needed before applying your moisturizer. Well, I actually put it on afterwards, and as you can see, it's just given me a bit of moisture back very quickly. And I hope you can see now that there's a difference in the look of my fine lines. Okay, all right, so yeah, this is wearing quite well. I am going back to the dreaded job. I didn't want to do it. I've been defrosting my fridge, and I've been in pain all week. My pain's not bad today, but you bet your boots it will be tomorrow, because of defrosting the fridge. But I couldn't put it off any longer. There's a big chunk of ice sitting at the back of my fridge. So I'm going to get back to doing that, and I will catch up with you later. Okay, take care. See you soon. Hi everyone, and welcome back. It has now been 8 hours. Has it been 8 hours? 7 hours, sorry, 7 hours since I put this on. I'm very impressed. It's looking good. It's not my favourite. Let me just give you the sum up. I think because I tried a lot of my favourites first, I'm getting a bit underwhelmed by what's left. I just think it's a bit gimmicky. I think if it actually worked in the way that it said, if the drops were really quite runny and that you could put them in, then I would be a bit more impressed. I think I just had such high hopes for this, and then it turned out not to actually be as good. But it is a very good foundation. And also, what I would say is I actually prefer their Cover FX foundation. I've got a stick one, and actually I just kind of prefer that. But there's nothing wrong with this, and I think this foundation is for you if you want to play with coverage and decide what coverage is right for you. If you've got a lot of skincare products and you want to use some of them in terms of getting the glow, then this is a really good one for kind of experimenting, because it means you don't have to buy 10 foundations, but you can buy this one bottle of drops and try different finishes using your skincare. So it is really, really good for that, and it has lasted quite well. I don't know whether it would replace MAC or Estee Lauder for me, but it's not rubbed off. Perhaps a little bit around the nose. And it's an option, so there really isn't much more to say. I think if you want to explore different coverages and what suits you, or you want to explore whether or not you want more of a glowy finish or a matte finish, or what works for you, or if indeed you have a combination skin and you want to use something more matte down the middle of your face and something more radiant on the outside of your face, then of course this is really good, because you can use your matte skincare and your radiant skincare and add the drops to both. So it is definitely worth a look at. And just be aware that you're going to need to shake that bottle really, really well. And but you do get a lot for your money. So that's basically my conclusion. I'm sorry, I'm really tired from defrosting my fridge. But I can say that my makeup has lasted well on top of it all day. And I'm really, really impressed with Daniel's eyeliner, which has not gathered up in the corner in the way that some of the others do. And Charlotte's Sophisticate, what's not to love about that? Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed today's video. And if you've got any questions about this Cover FX custom colour drops, do let me know. And I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.